Farming Simulator 25 is here, and today we're going to take a look at some differences, changes, and quality of life improvements over FS22, and a few comparisons with the previous Farming Simulator titles from the last 10 years. FS25 is arguably the most highly anticipated game in the franchise. While FS17, 19, and 22 have all brought us new and exciting features, Farming Simulator 25 has ramped that up and is the largest leap that we've ever seen between two games. Because of this, there's lots of small and large additions that have been made, as well as some changes that you should know about. You can check the timestamps to jump ahead to whatever you want to see first, and make sure you check out the bit.ly link in the description to pick up your very own copy of FarmSim 25. The biggest addition to FarmSim 25 has to be GPS and the AI worker system. AI workers have been around for a while, and in FarmSim 22, Giants added the ability to create a job and have the workers either go from point A to point B, come back, or go to a field and perform field work. This has been amplified tenfold in 25 with the introduction of GPS and field lines. You can now choose between AI worker and steering assist and decide if you want to run headlands first or go back and forth or skip the headlands entirely. Depending on the job you're doing, you can pick whichever one fits your needs the best. Because you can choose to use this feature yourself or have the AI worker do it, you open yourself up to more possibilities and minimize the amount of wasted space and overworking certain areas in the fields. Now, I'll admit it, when I first started playing Farming Simulator, I had no idea what I was doing. With this new system, it will create an automatic route for you and your workers to follow, taking all the guesswork out of the fieldwork and speeding up the learning process for new players. Not to mention how much better and more efficient the workers are now in comparison to previous games anyway. Instead of just going back and forth, the AI worker has the same settings as the GPS, minus the offset, which is done automatically. You can still create a job for the workers through the pause menu and have them go to a specific location, travel to do fieldwork, or run a loop delivering goods and coming back to the farm. It's also great for getting new machines and equipment from the shop back to the farm so that you don't have to do it yourself. For those of you that utilize this function in FS22, don't worry, it's back and it's better than ever. Another huge addition to FarmSim 25 is ground deformation. When you drive over soft ground, your tires will leave ruts in the field from where you've been. Depending on how soft the ground is, how heavy your vehicle is, and what kind of tires you have will all determine how deep your vehicle will sink, up to a certain point anyway. Plowed fields and snow offer the biggest visual impact, while cultivated fields and dirt paths still provide plenty to feast your eyes on. And if it's raining, well, then you're in for a treat because you're going to get mud on everything. You may also find it more difficult to move something heavy, like a semi-truck with road tires pulling a massive trailer out of a field. On the other hand, you may find that dual tires and tracks make everything way easier than with narrow tires or weighted tires on your tractor of choice. Everything matters, and every decision makes a difference. Speaking of plowed fields, this is one of the most satisfying jobs in the game now. You'll actually create deep trenches like you would in real life, and just watch the ground fold over itself as you drive along. If you normally turn plowing off, turn it on for a few fields and try for yourself. This is just one of the many ways that FS25 wants you to slow down and enjoy the art of farming. It's important to note that you likely will not be getting stuck into the fields, nor will you be able to dig any of the ground up and move it. Ground deformation is just that, deformable ground that interacts with your equipment. Speaking of interacting, if you try to drive fast across a freshly plowed field, well, you're in for a interactive, bumpy ride. FS25 also introduces new weather, including twisters, hail, rain particles, and the infamous fog. There's even damage from inclement weather events. This, of course, can be turned off, and you can change the settings of disaster destruction from enabled, visuals only, and disabled. These events are quite rare, but when they happen, they can have a devastating impact on your crops and your buildings. Players have been asking for features like this for many years, and Giants have finally added them to the game. But it is nice to be able to turn them off if you wish, or just watch the twister go by without actually damaging anything. Lighting makes a massive difference, no matter if you're sitting outside on a warm sunny day or hiding in your barn during a rainstorm. The light all around you sets the mood for the moment, and FS25 has taken this to a level that no other farming simulator game ever has before. It's not ray tracing, but it's very similar. The light from the sun can cast shadows through smaller objects like tree limbs, fencing, and bushes to create God rays in the right circumstances. You're going to need an atmospheric addition like fog to create these though, but the effect is stunning. Likewise, lighting at night or at dusk on your machines will create shadows if there is an implement or building in the way, so So lights aren't magic anymore like they were in previous games. This might be one of the biggest additions in my eyes, as it always broke immersion when the lights could go through anything. This is a way better system, and is also something that players have been asking about for many years. Sound is something that Giants always try to make better from game to game, but rather than tell you what they've done, how about I let you hear it for yourself with a comparison of flagship farming simulator titles from the last 10 years. Sound quality can be interpreted by the individual listener, but there's no denying that FS25 has improved its quality and fidelity greatly over previous farming simulator games. Lastly, let's talk about graphical changes. Nostalgia can get in the way of this one more than anything else, so I ask you to please remove your nostalgia glasses for the next few moments. Whether you play on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, or Mac, farming simulator graphics have continued to innovate and move forward over the years, bringing lots of additions and changes to make FS25 the most visually advanced farm sim game ever. With FS25, Giants have introduced a new scanning method to make the colors of each machine more authentic to the real-life machines, rather than just getting the color codes right. They've also added more higher quality textures, and Giants Engine 10 enables consoles to have a highly detailed model take up less slots than previous games, with a reduction of almost 50%. This means that you can have more and better equipment without having to pick one or the other. Add in the new lighting, atmospheric effects, and everything else mentioned, and you've got the most advanced farming simulator game that we have seen in the franchise. Alright, you can put your nostalgia glasses back on. And with that, those are the biggest additions, changes, and features to Farming Simulator 25. I didn't even mention the new Asian map, Hutan Time, or the new crops and third-person view, which I've been showcasing throughout this video. FS25 is a massive game, and players of all types have something to enjoy here. I really like unrealistic farming, whereas you may like to take it slow and do everything the right way. Others may prefer forestry, or grasswork, or maybe animal husbandry is your thing. You can find it all in Farm Sim 25. If there's another big feature that you think needs to be added to this list, please let me know. And don't forget, you can still grab your own copy of FS25 via the bit.ly link down below. Thank you for watching, hope you have an awesome day. I'll catch you in the next one.